King George III just lost to a chicken in an invigorating game of Go Fish. It won with a 10-pair lead. It was later found on a silver platter in front of King George later that evening.
That sounds truly interesting, Kurt. In other news, the colonies have officially declared independence with the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th. This finally means we won't have to listen to them saucy Brits.
I always thought about those Brits like they were high tea and crumpets. Meanwhile, in a small farmhouse just outside of Philadelphia is a smaller farmer and a militiaman, Uncle Sam. We have him with us today. Hello, Uncle Sam.
Good day to you, Mr. Sam.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Newscasters, sirs.
What do you think of the signing of the Declaration of Independence?
When did this happen?
Just a week ago. How didn't you know? You only live 3 miles away from the signing.
Well, I'm not into them, whatchamacallit politics, but I think it's great if I don't have to send my corn over that there, big blue ocean that costs me a fortune.
Now, since you don't have to pay a bunch of taxes to have your corn shipped, what will you do with all that extra money?
Well, I'm gonna buy me one of them book thingamajigs and get me, whatchamacallit, a, edumacation.
Well, that is very nice. Along with all the money you've gained, have you given anything else with the signing?
Other than me going and killing a bunch of them redcoats, not much, really.
Have you seen anybody else give or help out?
Other than me neighbor, Mr. Jefferson, next door, who is a educated man, nope.
You mean Thomas Jefferson?
Yep, he's a very smart man.
Well, thank you, Sam. This is all the time we have now. I'm Kurt Rosen. Stay classy, Philadelphia.
Breaking news, we've just gotten word that the American colonists have formulated the final draft of their so-called Declaration of Independence.
Visiting with us today, we have a very prominent member of the British Parliament to discuss his viewpoint of the ordeal, Sir Nigel Fudingham.
Good morning, Sir Nigel Fudingham.
Good day, old chap.
So how has Parliament been responding to this Declaration of Independence?
Well, it seems we found ourselves in a bit of a sticky wicket with this whole situation. Thomas Jefferson, a brilliant man who has organized this document marvelously.
What is so special about this organization?
Well, in the first part of this document, Jefferson explains that separation from a government should only be done when it is only a viable option. So colonists must feel that they are very important. In this second part, Jefferson explains that a government there is to work and protect for the common people. According to him, the king has failed to do so.
Do you think the colonists' anger is well-deserved?
No, not at all. Those insolent Americans are just complaining. King George has been an excellent leader.
What about the rest of the document then?
In the third part, they list King George's so-called offenses. Despite such false accusations, I must admit that Thomas Jefferson has done a mighty fine job as using a parallel structure.
Can you explain parallel structure for us?
Parallel structure is the use of repetition to get your point across.
So after Thomas Jefferson listed everything the king had done wrong, what does the document then say?
Well, the document goes on in part 4, all of the things that the colonists have tried to do in an attempt to resolve the situation peacefully, but they are all lies and made up those by insolent colonists.
What about the last part of the document?
In part 5, the colonists say that they are going to separate from British rule and become their own nation, allowing them to do this to please in the international world.
How has the king reacted to their Declaration of Independence?
The Americans feel merely farmers with pitchforks and easily crushed by the British army. King George has nothing to fear.
Well, there you have it. Unfortunately, Sir Nigel, that's all we have time for. Coming up next, we'll show you how the king lives after this break.